In November 2023, what began as a peaceful truck camping trip near Lake Superior in northern Minnesota took a terrifying turn for Mav, a popular YouTuber known for his outdoor adventures. He had picked a quiet spot to sleep overnight in the back of his truck, expecting nothing more than a calm night under the stars.
For tonight, I gotta get my bed set up and I gotta jump in the back of my truck and get some shut-eye because we're gonna go after these fish really early in the morning. So, yeah, I'm camping out at the spot for the night. Well, as you can tell from my last night, I left everything a nice mess.
But as darkness fell, the atmosphere shifted. Local high school kids began circling the area in their cars, and Mav realized just how visible and vulnerable he was, parked alone in an unfamiliar location.
There was like 2 kids out this way, and I woke up to it sounded like something dragging on the ground. I couldn't tell exactly where it was, but it sounded like it was in this general direction and close to the truck because the wind is making so much noise in my truck it had to have been close. This dragging goes on and then all of a sudden there's a pop. I couldn't tell what it was at first, but then I realized that it was the sound of a gun because there was the sound of a ricocheting bullet hitting concrete.
At first, he stayed calm, thinking they would eventually leave. But then, around midnight, the sound of gunfire shattered the silence. Ricocheting bullets echoed through the night air, and one shot seemed to strike a metal trash can just 50 yards away from his truck. Fear took over. He was locked inside with no visibility and no way to defend himself without drawing attention.
Scary. Another one went off, and it sounded like a small gun, like a 22 or something. But it's 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and there's high schoolers outside of my truck playing with the gun. That's really reassuring. So, I've never felt more unsafe truck camping somewhere. It's just, if I hear them come back and I hear that gun go off again, I'm probably just gonna have to set my car alarm off. Just don't be dumb with your friends. I was in high school too, but come on.
The shooting stopped eventually. Mav spent the entire night awake, shaken and terrified, unable to sleep. In the morning, he reflected that it was probably just kids shooting at the trash can for fun, but the experience left him deeply rattled.
Last night was probably the most scared that I've been in my truck camper setup yet. I was doing some thinking after I shut the camera off, and I realized that there's a metal garbage can about 50 yards this way from my truck. So I believe those kids were dragging out a garbage can and shooting it with a 22 last night. I did hear one of the kids yell "ow" after the last shot went off, and then heard a ricochet from the garbage can, heard the kid yell "ow," and then I never heard him again. So
to this day, he describes it as the most fear he has ever felt while truck camping, a reminder that even the most peaceful trips can turn dangerous in an instant. YouTuber Angelo, from the channel Exploring with Angelo, ventured deep into a remote forest for what he thought would be a peaceful solo camping trip.
The problem with casual campsites like this, where people come quite often, is that it's hard to source wood because all the wood that I would have otherwise used has been used by other people. And I'm not about to go and obviously cut down living trees, so I'm gonna have to go further up the road. I found maybe like 1 log in there. It would last probably a couple hours at the very least.
As evening set in, the woods felt calm, almost serene. But as night advanced, strange sounds began to emerge from the darkness. Twigs snapping, rustling in the underbrush, and footsteps circling his tent.
What I heard was definitely not a fish. Made my heart stop. Like it legit, it sounded like somebody walking through.
At first, Angelo assumed it was just animals moving through the forest, but the sounds were too deliberate, too human-like.
something out there.
He shined his flashlight into the trees and caught brief glimpses of movement, as if someone or something was watching him from the shadows.
Okay, what the was that?
That was not a normal noise.
Okay, what is that?
When he checked again, the figure had vanished. The sense of being stalked became overwhelming. Angelo heard footsteps getting closer, and at one point, he saw something move near his campsite, something that made him panic.
Oh, what the hell did I just see? What the was that? Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh shit. I just saw something like sitting in the bush next to the tree. Oh my god. What the was that? What the was that? Something was literally just there. Nope. Oh shit. Oh crap. Oh man. Oh, that was fucking scary. I don't know what the hell that was. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's something there. Oh man. Oh.
Without hesitation, he grabbed his gear and fled through the woods in the middle of the night, running as fast as he could until he reached his vehicle.
Holy crap. Guys, I think I just saw what that person who wrote that thing saw. It was weird. It was like legit, like hunched over, and it didn't look human. And when I shined the light at it, it had no color to the eyes. The weirdest part is that I literally turned the camera towards it. I checked the footage and I didn't see anything, but I saw it with my own eyes.
The video, uploaded to his channel, has since gained millions of views. To this day, Angelo has never returned to that forest, and the question remains, was it an animal, a deranged stranger, or something far more sinister lurking in those woods? In November 2021, YouTuber Phil, known for his peaceful solo hiking content on his channel Hike Slam, decided to spend the night camping alone on the Appalachian Trail in Virginia. What started as a normal hiking trip soon turned into one of his most unsettling experiences.
As I was walking up, I saw some trash in the trail, and I came across this.
During his hike, Phil began finding strange trash scattered along the trail, covered in handwritten lyrics and disturbing poems.
This one. Hangman is coming down from the gallows. Song lyrics. Other weird things. Oh, hopefully I don't get murdered out here. That would totally ruin my day. Well, let's keep going.
The deeper he went into the forest, the stranger things became. Eventually, he came across a dead duck lying beside a pile of cryptic handwritten notes filled with bizarre ramblings, conspiracy theories, and personal confessions.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note.
Nearby, he noticed a tarp and a small fire, suggesting the mysterious writer might still be camping close by. Soon after, Phil encountered two frightened women hiking with their dog. They warned him about a man leaving disturbing notes and dead animals on the trail. Alarmed, Phil helped them get back to safety, then hiked to another, more distant shelter to spend the night.
Okay, well that was really weird. So as I was hiking toward the shelter, still considering what I was going to do for the night, these two women were hiking in the opposite direction. They had a little dog with them. They asked if I had seen the guy who was leaving the notes. I said he has a campsite down by the river because I could hear the fire going. I could see where his tarp was set up. He was actually just sitting on a rock down there. They were shocked I was still considering camping
out there, but I decided that I didn't really feel like it, and plus they said that they were kind of freaked out and asked if I would go with them and walk past his campsite so they could get back to their car.
As darkness fell, Phil checked the shelter logbook, where hikers leave journal entries, only to discover the same handwriting from the earlier notes.
Holy crap. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense.
Even though this spot was miles away, the log was filled with ramblings about jail time, Bible verses, and strange messages.
In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9. Here in early 2017, Trump, Nebo, allowed Obama to have the special use of the Air Force One for a trip to Palm Springs. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary.
When Phil explored the shelter again, he found a Gatorade bottle hanging from the ceiling with a note that read, "Watch out for Yeet Mouse. The dead do walk and talk."
Look at this one. What do you know? Same handwriting as the one in the book and that garbage on the trail from that same dude. So it says, watch out for Yeet Mouse. The dead do walk and talk. Like, what the hell is going on?
Uneasy, but trying to sleep, Phil soon heard movement outside his tent. Peeking out, he saw a man with a headlamp slowly walking around the shelter in the dark. Terrified, Phil packed his things and fled through the woods in the middle of the night, checking behind him the entire way until he reached his truck safely.
And then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard. See who it was, see if it was like a bunch of teenage girls or something. I don't know. I was just like, I am getting out of here. Packed it up very quickly. I don't think I left anything behind. And I just walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. So I don't know. I just got out of there.
To this day, no one knows who the mysterious man was, or what his true intentions might have been. A chilling reminder that sometimes the scariest part of the woods isn't nature itself, but the people living within it. Meanwhile, another solo camper from the YouTube channel Creepy Outdoors ventured deep into a secluded forest to spend a quiet night under the stars. Everything began peacefully. He set up his tent, cooked his meal, and talked about the calmness of nature. But as darkness set in, the atmosphere shifted. He began to hear unsettling noises, faint footsteps circling the tent, branches cracking in the distance, and strange whispers carried by the wind. At first, he assumed it was just animals moving through the woods, but soon he realized the sounds were too deliberate, too human-like. He shined his flashlight into the woods and caught brief glimpses of movement, as if someone was standing between the trees, watching him.
What the hell? Oh, fuck. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here. Oh, boy. Oh.
When he checked again, the figure was gone. Later, he noticed that objects around his campsite had been moved, suggesting that something or someone had approached while he wasn't looking. The camper decided to pack his things and leave immediately, ending the night earlier than planned. Although no physical harm occurred, the psychological fear left a deep impact. The The video serves as a chilling reminder that camping alone in remote areas can quickly become dangerous, and that sometimes the scariest thing in the woods is not what can be seen, but what remains hidden in the darkness. Similarly, Sam, from the YouTube channel The Northwest Wind, was doing a stealth camping adventure, camping secretly in a public area to avoid fees and experience the thrill of the unknown. He chose a local park with dog and walking trails, carrying all his gear in a large backpack.
And it's like humid from all this rain. My sausages are sweaty.
The environment was damp, muddy, and foggy as he hiked off the main trail to find a flat spot to set up his one-person bivvy tent.
Very stealthy. Super nice and cozy. It's hard to tell because I can't get all the way in here. My boots are soaking wet and a little muddier than I would like, and I don't want to get everything all wet in here, but...
While organizing his gear, he noticed remnants of an old tent and tarp, which made him uneasy. He cooked a simple freeze-dried meal using a portable jet boil, but the foggy, eerie surroundings left him feeling watched.
I don't know what it is here, but I keep feeling like somebody's watching me, and it's like very strong feeling, like hair on the back of my neck standing up. There are people around for sure. It's a very public park area, but I'm off the main trails by a ways. Somebody just walked by. I don't know if they had a dog or not, but they definitely didn't see me, but I could barely see them. The tent does not sit high at all. I've been sitting on my belly case. This was while I was eating, just finishing up eating. I don't know why, I'm just spooked. I haven't been saying that, but I've been spooked since I got here. I keep feeling like somebody's watching me.
As night fell, Sam heard footsteps and whispers outside his tent. Two unknown people approached, and he tried to stay quiet, hoping they would pass. But then, they began touching and messing with his tent, pulling the fly and tent stakes, causing the tent to collapse partially on him.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. I don't know if they're coming this way or just walking around out there, I can't tell. Somebody's definitely walking around out there, though. Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they could see in here.
He grabbed his knife, unsure of what to do. Realizing the danger, Sam decided to leave immediately, moving through mud, prickers, and icy terrain, all while unsure where the intruders were.
Hello? 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 Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're f***ing with me. They're f***ing with me here. Holy crap, get away. What do you want? Hello, I can't see you. Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Hello? What do you want?
He eventually reached a clearing and made his way back to his car, soaking wet, muddy, and physically hurt, with scrapes, knee pain, and ripped pants. Sam recounted the terrifying experience of being trapped inside his tent while strangers tampered with it. He was relieved his gear wasn't stolen, but the experience left him shaken. To this day, he emphasizes that safety comes first, and that stealth camping in unfamiliar areas can be far more dangerous than anyone expects. In another shocking video, a group of campers set out for a peaceful night under the stars, hoping to escape the chaos of everyday life. But as darkness fell, the forest revealed its hidden side. Strange, haunting sounds echoed through the trees.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Fuck.
Hey!
That was not an elk.
At first, they assumed it was just wildlife passing through the campsite, but the sounds grew louder, more deliberate, and more unsettling.
Get my keys. Oh, get ready. Everybody, get in my truck! You hear that? You hear that?
Fear slowly crept in as the campers realized they were not alone. As the tension escalated, the footage captured the raw terror of facing the unknown. Whether it was a wild animal or something far more sinister, by the end, they escaped, shaken but alive.